everyone, Draco Magnius here for another episode of Let's Play Angels with Scaly Wings. In the last episode, we got through the, well not, they don't have a name for the timeline, but we got through a timeline where we were, hanging with a Dyne, and things ended out pretty well, but the human race is still kind of screwed, so we had to go back for another loop. After meeting ourselves and discussing that things don't seem to be going great, but hey, one of us, either present or future version of myself, got to be with a Dyne, so that was nice. I just noticed there's a gun in this corner over here. Huh. Anyway, this episode we're going to go around for Timeline 4. Chapter 1, Duty. I would have streamed this on Valentine's Day, you know, for old time's sake, but my laptop decided to fuck itself over, so that just wasn't a thing that could happen. So instead I spent my Valentine's Day watching YouTube videos, and that was it. But anyway, I awoke from uneasy dreams looking at an unfamiliar ceiling. Just for a moment, I wondered where I was before the events of last night all came back to me. After a good stretch, I looked around the room, illuminated by the sunlight coming in from the window. Outside in the distance, the portal had emerged from, proudly stood at the peak of a small hill. I just realized I didn't have this set up properly. Okay, now I can see chat. Getting ready, I noticed something lying on the table. It was the note Remy had left for me in case I needed anything, along with his own phone, home phone, and work number. There were also some numbers for delivery of food and other necessities, as well as some emergency and even janitorial services. He had certainly thought of everything, even though I now had to wonder what a dragon plumber might look like. My musings were interrupted when the doorbell rang. I opened the door when I was met by another dragon. Yes, let's skip. Bryce led me back to the apartment. I guess there really wasn't much for me to do in the meantime, as I was spared the more arduous parts of the investigation. Maybe I should have been glad about this, though now I had an afternoon to fill. Let's meet with Lorem. I want to get Lorem's stuff done, because I'm very curious about where exactly he was. I went to the bar Lorem had suggested as our meeting place. When I looked around, I saw Bryce sitting at a table, talking to someone I couldn't see. I lingered on him for a second, but soon spotted Lorem in the corner of my eye. There you are! Hey, Lorem! Okay, I did see this before. Looks like you've seen this before. Skip to the end of the scene. Yes. As you wish. Don't worry about it. I'll just consider it a public service. Honestly, I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity. Especially after nearly getting denied by Sebastian when I met you. Just make the best of it. I certainly will. I really have to get going now, so maybe I'll see you some other time. Sure, have a good night. Take care. Alright, who else? I could hang with Sebastian, we haven't done that. Kind of want to see where Bryce's timeline goes to. I mean, I could try and get Remy's all the way through, too. Let's see, Remy or Bryce? Or Sebastian. Hold on, that's 3 different choices. I could roll a d4. And have 4 just be repeat, but I'll have to remember who is where. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do a roll of a d4 to decide who we're hanging with for Timeline 4. I just gotta grab my d4 and my dice tower here. So let's see, 1 will be Remy, 2 will be Bryce, 3 will be Sebastian. 4 is a reroll. 4 is a reroll. Okay, Lady Fate, you're gonna have to stop giving me 4, because that just means I gotta keep rolling. How am I getting 4 this many times in a row? Wait, okay, this is rigged. What is this bullshit? 1! Finally, here we go. It's Remy. How many times did I get 4 in a row? Was that 4 times in a row? That's ominous. I mean, 4 is bad luck, I think, in Japan. Not that that's relevant to anything at the moment, but... just seems a bit ominous to me. Anyway, Remy it is. So fate has decided, thus it shall be. Okay, we've already seen this, so let's skip. We're really starting a speed run. Anyways, thank you for your help. If there's any way I can repay you, just let me know. Let's say dinner. Fine, that's fine with me. You've got my number, so call me about it when you have the time. I will. Have a nice evening. You too. We parted amicably, or so I thought. Would I see him again? I wasn't sure, but I kept his number just in case. Chapter 2. Is the card gonna shift? Or is it gonna still be duty? Looks like it's still duty. Weird. Yes, skip. Thank you. It was a relief to leave the crime scene, considering all that had happened. When I reached into my pocket to take a look at the list, however, I found something unexpected. It was a small piece of paper with the words Tatsu written on it. How did it get there? My earlier encounter with the masked person was the only time today someone was close enough to smuggle something into my pocket. I figured if someone like Bryce had tried to do something like that, I definitely would have noticed. As for Tatsu, the only thing related I could think of was Tatsu Park, which I had come across when I went to the police station the other day. Even if that park was the place the mysterious paper referred to, I don't know if it was actually a good idea to visit. The masked person may have saved me from the falling light fixture, but if it was Reza, it would mean following someone who was also the prime suspect of 2 murders. I also had to consider the list of places Reza had been to. A local grocery store, the production facility we had visited, and the library were the 3 closest to here. It certainly was going to be a busy day, and I knew I wouldn't have the time to visit all of them. What should I do? Well, Tatsu Park, obviously. I have the code to that stupid hatch. I just gotta remember where it is. Tatsu Park. Here I am. I don't even know what I'm looking for, though. I mean, I kind of do. Read the sign. Look at the map. Search shrubbery. Map? This park's bigger than I thought. I could go north towards Tatsu Avenue, which is apparently a nice spot to look at the landscape, or south to the political district. Where should I go? Let's head to Avenue. Yes, this is it. Open hatch. On the metal covering of the hatch, there are 2 buttons, which are suited left and right of the central circular lever. The arrow on the lever is pointing up. Okay, so. Button. First button is now pressed and sits flush with the metal covering the hatch. Button. Second button. Now turn the lever counterclockwise. The arrow on the lever is now pointing to the left. Ha-ha! Success! I looked down to see the maintenance tunnels for the underground drain system. A pale object sparkling in contrast against the pitch black backdrop. It's a cloth with a suspicious red markings all over it. You acquired bloody bandage. Gross. Finders keepers. I guess that's all to be found down here. Well, that explains how Reza was getting around. the drain system. That's really good evidence, actually. Don't recognize the species of tree. Finally, please sit down. View of the scenery is perfect. That was nice. Just about to get up when I noticed someone sitting next to me. Oh, I didn't see you there. I thought you were a statue or something. Hello? Well, maybe it is a statue. Or I just turned invisible. Hope it's not the latter. Alright, that was weird. Is there anything else I want to do in the park? Not particularly. I think we did the one thing I needed to do here. I mean, I'll search the pavilion. Why not? You never know what you'll find around a pavilion. Let's do this. I found something. A round, smooth orb about the size of a bowling ball. Wait a minute. I recognize this. Looks like something I saw in one of the books the other day. Might as well take it with me. Acquired a sphere, part orb, orbsome. Orb finder. Huh. Ixomen sphere, part orb. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I might as well look around the shrubbery too. Yeah, this totally won't look strange or suspicious. Here we go. Found some dirt. There doesn't seem to be anything else here. Alright, read the sign, look at the map. I'll just stop searching the park. I don't think I'll find anything else here. Alright, so what else do I want to do? The library, I guess? I mean, I got that orb. Maybe I could do something at the library with it. Yeah, sure, why not? Actually, maybe I should have gone to the production facility, because I have the bloody bandage. You know, that would have made sense, actually. Dang. Hopefully I can do one more. I don't remember how many I got. Alright, Reza, what did you want here? Hey, it's Remy. I think we've already seen this scene, so I'm just gonna go through the scene. Yeah, let me just, move on by. Maybe I should reset and decide to go to the production facility. I don't know. Has Reza been here recently? Okay, then something about a map. We've already done that. Have I done all these? Wait, you were there that whole you were here that whole time? Not the whole time, just long enough to know something is up. It's nothing that concerns you. Come on, it does concern me. I know you, and I know Adine. It's really nothing of great importance. Are you aware of a certain prehistoric underground building we recently discovered? I've heard of it. She wanted a blueprint of it. Oh, okay. No, wait, I remember this conversation now. Okay. You know, let's just exhaust it all. Alright. That's all. Yeah, maybe I should have gone to the production facility. That's on me. The afternoon sun hung low in the sky. I decided it was time to report my findings to the police. A brief call to the department, and I was on my way to an appointment with Sebastian. So, I found the bloody bandage. Is that not... Okay. Anyway, you said you had some information for us. So what'd you find? Okay, good. The bandage you found is something, alright. Of course, it could be anyone's, but why would someone discard theirs in a place like that? It seems suspicious to me, and it's certainly worth checking out. I'll make sure to get this, make sure it gets to the right place. Okay, good. The map in the library. I don't know what to think about that. He could have just needed a map to plan something, I suppose, but who knows what he really wanted to do with it. It's the kind of detail that, on its own, might not tell us much, but could be crucial later on. Well done, Draco. That gives us some solid points on, from which we can continue our investigation. In any case, thanks for your help. We really do appreciate it. You're welcome. That should be all then. Since Bryce still hasn't come back, I assume the search is still going on. And I better get out there to help him. I guess it's going to be a long day. Can you find your way back to your apartment? Of course. Alright, I'll see you later. Good luck. Finally, some free time. Whatever am I going to do? Alright, I believe we've also done this meeting with Lorem. There you are! Come in! Yep, I thought so. Alright, so we'll skip that. Would you like to stay for dinner? It's the least I can do to compensate you for your lost afternoon. Let me see, what time is it? It's getting late, and I probably shouldn't stay out this long. Looks like I'll have to decline for now. I see. Well, I gotta do something for you at least. Don't worry about it. Maybe some other time. If you say so. Thanks for doing this, at any rate. It's been a huge help. Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it, really. Alright. I really should get going now. Sure, take care. Nothing going on today. Guess I can do whatever. Let's see. We will do Remy again. Okay. It's no problem. I know we've been through this as well, so we're just gonna... anything will do. Those words where we left off. Soon he's preparing various ingredients. Wait, it's... Huh, I wonder what it's going to give me the skip option, because I know we've been through this already. Right? Yeah, I remember this. We went to his apartment, we had the steaks, he dropped something. Back in a minute. Oh, I guess because I can look around? Examine the shelves. Huh. Pictures. Okay, bathroom. Bathroom door open, reveal white dragons approach. I felt my stomach rumble. Awful sound, but when I realized he had more sense of ears than I expected. Okay, I suppose so. Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've seen all this already. Took the knife, provided. Here's the fork. Yeah, no, this is weird, because I do remember this scene. But it isn't letting me skip it, which is concerning me, because what if I'm wrong? Then I'm just sort of glazing over a bunch of this. Wait, he dropped the plate last time. This time he didn't. So it is kind of new, I guess. I took the first bite. A delicately crisp exterior with a much softer and juicy inside. Melted on my tongue like butter as the taste spread to even the remotest corners of my mouth. It was almost perfect. So, what were you thinking about? Huh? Remy's words snapped me back to reality. Said you were thinking about something. Looked at your scrolls. The ones on anatomy. Well, I do have a variety of books and scrolls covering all kinds of different subjects. I saw as much. You may have heard that I have a degree in biology, which is one of the reasons I was given the honor of coming here in the first place. As such, your anatomy is of high interest to me, and one of the things I'm supposed to study. My anatomy? I was talking about your kind in general, not you in particular. Oh, in that case, I might be able to help you find something more comprehensive than a handful of scrolls. Greatly appreciate that, thank you. Okay, do you live here by yourself? I'm pretty sure we've done all of these. Why do you use a stove? Yeah, I'm pretty sure... I'm definitely sure we've done all these. Okay. And nothing in particular. Oh, now you let me skip. Don't worry about it. It was still a nice evening. Oh, no, wait. He still dropped it then. It was a cleanup. He dropped it. Okay, so yes, we have seen all of this. Okay. I don't feel as bad. We cleaned up together, and by the end, he seemed to be in higher spirits. Afterwards, we said our goodbyes, and I left. Not sure what to think. Alright, Chapter 3, Intuition. The morning sun declared the arrival of a new day and woke me from my vivid dreams. Memories of my home enclosed the towering perimeter wall raced through my head. The peaceful landscape outside the apartment window stood in defiance of these old thoughts. Rolling hills and blue sky were familiar to me now, and the purity of the sight gave me hope. Draco, please come with me. What's going on? You sound serious. Chief will explain everything once we arrive. Alright, this is the bomb. Right? Oh, no. This is the, murder at, the production facility. Okay, so... Anna's dead. I'm fine. Okay, blood found, first victim, matches DNA evidence, murder weapon and methods, Karsh Master Vistum, nice that. This qualifies as a serial killer, yep. I mean, we're just gonna plow through this. Because we've already seen all of this. Yep. Okay, so... let's do... production facility. I mean, I know we were just there, but... oh, hey, Lorem! What the hell are you doing here? Hey, Draco! Lorem, what are you doing here? That was my thoughts exactly. I'm switching some equipment for Ipsum. He's in the middle of an experiment and really needs this stuff. Sounded very emotional, which is very unusual for him. Sounds like it's serious. And you're here for important human business, I bet. Sure. By the way, do you still accept my invitation? I have something really neat planned. Sounds great, but I'm pretty busy right now. It's no problem, really. Just let me know when you have the time, and I'll make it happen. I should really get going before Ipsum blows up the apartment. Sure, take care. You too! This should be the right place. Can I help you? Hello, you're Anna's assistant, right? Assistant? You must be joking. First off, I was never anyone's assistant. Secondly, the witch is dead. So even if I was, I would have moved up the corporate ladder by now. But you're Damien, aren't you? Yes. Where I come from, people usually introduce themselves before they start asking questions, though. You don't know who I am? Of course I know who you are. But that doesn't mean you don't need to learn some manners. Anyway, what do you want? Can I ask you a few questions? What about? Honest murder. And who are you going around asking questions like that? I'm working with the police on this matter. And I'm supposed to believe that? For all I know, you could be with the murderer, and are just here to find out if I know something that that could implicate you. Well, according to my information, you didn't particularly like the victim. Not only were you the last person to see her alive, but you were also the one who found her. As you may imagine, this warrants some questions. You know what? I don't have to listen to this. I don't know who you think you are, but barging into my workplace and barking questions. But if you really are with the police, let them know that I won't say one more word to the matter without a lawyer. Wonder if Damien was a suspicious person in general, or if the rumors surrounding Reza were affected by his perception of me. Before this, everyone I had talked to during my investigation had been rather cooperative. Wow, what an asshole. Alright, so what's the next move? Oh, right, don't go to the portal. Gunshots. Just gonna plow through this. Stay inside. Okay, next is the police archives. They called out to me. Oh, right. I might as well help him out again. Probably should have done the police archives first, but oh well. Alright, we've already gone through this. Sure, I'll help. Okay, we got it. Plowing through. Because we've already seen this scene. Being late, head to the police station. Do I have everything? See what Sebastian will say. But I don't really have much this time. Here you are. He's taking quite a liking. Maybe you could get used to it. Don't tell him. Good call. See what you got. This isn't much information to go on, but who knows when it could come in handy. I do what I can. Yeah, that was kind of a shitty run this time. By the way, I found an Ixum sphere in the park a while ago, and I was told to hand it over to you. Oh yes, those things are really expensive. I'm sure the owner will greatly appreciate it if they get it back. Dug into my pockets only to realize the Ixum sphere was still resting on the table in my apartment. Oh, looks like I don't have it on me. If it's registered, you only need to turn it on, and you should be able to find out who it belongs to. I already tried that, but I think it's out of battery. Maybe we could find you a charging base, then. Actually, we have one in our lost and found box. Bryce keeps it somewhere around here. Let me check. He got up and over to one of the tables. He picked up a box from under it and returned it to me. There it is. Let's see. He rummaged around the box for a bit. That's strange. It's not here. I remember seeing it when I came in today, so he must have thrown it out earlier. Right before we actually needed it. To be fair, it's been in there for quite a while. No one's going to miss the tail bands that... Fumble. No one's going to miss those tail bands that have been there for a few weeks either. But if he was going to throw it out, it might still be in the bin. And the plot thickens. Cocked his head to the side. We both peered in the trash can that was next to the tables, but it was empty. Sorry to disappoint you. This has been an emotional roller coaster. If you came in a few hours ago, we might have still had it. Well, it's no big deal. I guess I'll just have to hold on to the Ixum sphere for a bit longer. Alright, I have to get back to work. I'll contact you if you need anything else. Sure, take care. You too. Alright, so that's something to keep in mind. I've got the Ixum Sphere. Something I'm gonna have to... I really need to look into how to get certain endings, I feel, because I got, like, a lot of bits and pieces around here. Katsuharu, let's do Lorem. Poor word choicing. Poor word choice on my part, huh? Hey, Lorem! Hey, Draco! So, where exactly are we going? You mentioned something about treasure hunting, but don't tell me we're actually trying to unearth some ancient human artifacts. Don't worry, this is going to be fun. I'll just hope for the best. I'm not sure who came up with it, but someone gave me this kit as a present a few months ago. He showed me the map, and it was a piece of paper that had obviously been treated to look much older than it really was. Sounds like fun. I'm glad you agree. I'm not sure if I can be much assistance, though. I don't exactly know much about the area. But you're big and strong. Or at least you're bigger and stronger than I am. You can do the digging. Great. Besides, I wanted to do this for a while now, and Ipsum's always busy, so I figured it'd be as good a time as any. Do we need to bring a shovel, or do you expect me to dig with my bare hands? Well, the instructions say we only need this map and a pen. What about ourselves? I think that one's a given. Great, then we're all set. So, where are we supposed to go? If this is the facility, then this place is the school, or rather, somewhere between the school and the administrative building. Let's go then. Here we are! The X on the map is right between these two buildings, so it must be around here somewhere. Back to school, huh? Not quite yet. Everyone's on summer break right now. Which is a good thing, because we really wouldn't want you to get swarmed by all the children. They would go crazy if they saw you. How does school work here, anyway? Are you talking about this one, or schools in general? In general. I'd like to know more about how your school system works as a whole. I see you won't let a learning opportunity go by. I'm just doing my job. You should start looking for that treasure then. Sure. As I looked for hints as to the treasure's whereabouts, Lorem started talking. Right. We do have quite the education system. Different schools and districts run on their own, so when looking at the details, things can vary a lot. However, there are a few things that are true no matter which region you are in. Compulsory education lasts for about 10 years. There are a lot of options for school and school systems. Choice is an important factor here. You recognize there isn't one system that works best for everyone, so there are many options depending on what path you want to take. That doesn't sound too different from what it used to be like in my world, but nowadays things are a bit more chaotic. Practical skills are valued most in our city, and you aren't really given a choice to do anything else. Sure, people can learn other things on their own, but it's not as if school is mandatory anymore. People just do whatever they feel like. Did you grow up like that too? No, I still got to experience our old education system, college included. What's your favorite subject? Art. Really? Me too! I always like to try out the different mediums. Tried sculpting again recently. What for? Art doesn't need justification. Accurate. And fair. You want to art, you art. You want to sculpt, you do it. Just do it. But anyway, it helps me visualize what the characters in my game should look like. Can't you do that with a computer? Sure, but working with a physical medium makes things easier for me. Instead of working with an interface, there's only my hands and a lump of clay. No technological gadgets required. I see. Did you find anything yet? I sure haven't. No, I feel like we must be missing something. Maybe, but the map clearly marked this place. You can see for yourself. Yeah, the X definitely points to this alley. Then it must be here somewhere. How about the water trough? Maybe it has something to do with the water trough and the faucets? Maybe. Let's check it out. He walked over and looked inside the water trough. Inside, the dirt was already a few inches high, a clear indicator that it hadn't been cleaned for a while. Guess the janitor's on summer break too. Or maybe they left it here on purpose because our treasure is inside? It's all dried up though. Way too hard to start digging. Maybe that's what the faucets are for. If you say so. He turned on the faucets and watched as the trough slowly filled with water. That should be enough. And now? We start digging. Come on, what kind of treasure hunters would we be if we didn't get our hands dirty? I immersed my hands in the sludge. This is still pretty hard. Let's turn on the water again then. Lorem joined me. Both of us dug around in the sludge, which slowly became clearer as more water filled the trough. Hey, I think I've got something. Really? Yeah, I think it's stuck to the bottom. Lorem's face was straining as he tried to pull harder and harder on the object that he had found. Maybe I should try? I think I got it. Suddenly, his hands appeared from beneath the murky water, holding a small, shiny object in their grasp. There it is! What is it? He opened his hands to reveal a big screw. Oh. Maybe you should put it back. Yeah, maybe. But now the water had become clear enough that we could see where the screw originally was. After Lorem replaced it, we noticed that besides the water, the trough was completely empty. Guess it's not here after all. But at least the janitor will be grateful for the cleaning. Maybe. What about the windows? Maybe it has something to do with the windows? You think so? It's as good a guess as any. I suppose. You can fly, right? Sure. Okay, you can check out the windows on the left. You should get a better view inside if you can fly up there. Alright. Lorem flew up to the windowsill with a few flaps of his wings. I turned to the right to look inside the windows of the administrative building. The curtains were closed, but through a small gap I could barely see inside. I got closer and closer, hoping to get a better view, when my forehead bumped in the glass with a dull thud. I heard some movement behind the curtains. Suddenly they were drawn open to reveal a black dragoness who looked down on me with disapproval. In an instant, her expression changed to one of shock and surprise. Before anything else could happen, I quickly stepped away from the window and outside of her view. Just empty classrooms on my side. Did you find anything? Nothing. Well, I found a black dragoness who was surprised to see me, specifically. Oh, it must be the walls, then. Maybe it has something to do with the walls? What makes you think so? Because we tried every other option, Lorem. We're clearly missing something here. So, maybe there's some sort of hint we've been overlooking? Something that wouldn't be obvious to anyone else who came through here. I have no idea what you're talking about. These walls don't really look special to me. My gaze slowly went along the walls, trying to find something. Something that could have a hidden meaning. Hey, look at that. What do you mean? That kind of looks like an X on the wall, don't you think? I guess so. Maybe it's here somewhere. Look there! Lorem crouched down and stuck his hand in an indentation that ran along the wall near the ground. Aha! What is it? He pulled out a cylindrical, shiny object and held it up to me. It looks like some sort of capsule. Maybe there's something inside. That's going to be a pretty small treasure. He screwed it open and held the two halves of the cylindrical object in his hands. To our surprise, it didn't have an empty space inside. Wait, what? It didn't have any empty space inside. Nothing could be hidden within. Instead, the inside of the two halves were engraved. What does it say? 2J. 2J? That's it? Yep, it's also on the other half. Might be coordinates. The grid on the map had numbers and letters like that. That means 2J would be here, right in the middle of a forest. Let's go! Finding our spot might be a little more difficult from here on out. Why's that? We don't really have buildings and addresses as references anymore. Here we only have a spot in the middle of the forest. Don't worry, I have an excellent sense of navigation. Let's hope we find it before it gets too dark, though. Or things might become a lot more complicated. I'd rather not get lost here. You don't have to worry about anything. If there are predators in the area, they'll see me as the better target than you. Don't tell me there are predators in this wood. God, I hope the microphone didn't pick that up. I don't know why I had to cough suddenly there, but I did. Not really. There might be a stray or two, but that should be it. These woods are considered very safe. Even if that's true, if worse comes to worse, you can just fly away. I guess that's true. Kind of sound like you don't like the woods, though. I mean, I like going for walks in the woods as long as I know it's safe. You don't have anything to worry about here. I already told you, there shouldn't be any predators in these parts. And it's not like these woods are haunted or anything that you know of. Haunted? That reminds me of something. What is it? Maybe you'll be interested in this. In our world, there's a forest that was notorious for many suicides that took place there. It was said to be haunted by angry spirits. That sounds horrible. But why are there so many suicides there? And why are the spirits so angry? Well, in Japanese folklore, people have a soul or spirit that's called Reikon. Upon a person's death, Reikon separates from the body and goes to a form of purgatory. After certain rites have been performed, the Reikon then goes to join its ancestors and becomes a protector of the living family. However, under certain circumstances, like the rites not being performed correctly or dying in a sudden or violent manner, the Reikon transforms into a Yurei instead. The Yurei can return to the physical world and haunts it until it has been laid to rest. So there you go, another myth for your collection. Well, I know where not to go for my next vacation. Well, you don't want to go to the spooky forest with all the suicide ghosts? It's just a myth anyway. I suppose. What do you think about stuff like that? Paranormal stuff? You know, until a few weeks ago, humans were still just a myth. And if we look at the portal, it's like something that came out of science fiction. Ipsum certainly seemed interested in it. He is. He actually read up on some new theories about it. Like what? Remember him telling you about the different branches and how a barrier separates them, right? Yeah. So, since the barrier is made up of wormholes and using the portal displaces them, it leaves gaps in the barrier. I distinctly remember him talking about something like that. Through these gaps, he thinks we can communicate with our alternate selves in other timelines. How does that work? It all goes into the nature of existence itself. Who are you as a person? Do you think you are just the Draco from this branch? What about the ones from all other timelines who have made other decisions? Would you consider yourself the same person as them? The only difference between you and the Draco from another branch may be that you decided to skip breakfast this morning. Maybe you're all of them. How is that possible? Like a seed from which many roots can sprout, or a tree and its branches, there may be a uniting factor that branched off of these different timelines, your fundamental nature. You might call it a soul or something similar, but the idea is that even though there are many different versions of you, there is an aspect that unites all of you. Part of myself that stands over me. Kind of like a superego? An interesting comparison. If we use a similar model here, then we can say you're also made up of 3 distinct parts. In each timeline, you have a physical body, which is driven by its own base desires that it seeks to fulfill. All physical needs like hunger, thirst, and even breathing fall under this category. However, as a being with free will, you are also capable of making your own decisions. That includes being able to act contrary to what your body is telling you. This ability to think and make decisions on your own is your rational mind, the self. And lastly, there's the third part I just talked about, the one that stands above all of you and unites you in some way. Let's call this your higher self. Through this higher self, you may be able to communicate with your alternate selves in some way. Usually, the barrier would prevent this, but through gaps, communication becomes a possibility. The more gaps there are, the easier this should be. And how would I go about doing that? I suppose that would be the job of the higher self. So I can control it? These are all just theories. We wouldn't really know until it happened. Only then could we study it. If it was to happen, how would I know? If someone else's experience gets relayed through this connection to you, it could manifest in a number of ways. Maybe it could be something like deja vu, or a false memory, maybe even dreams. But the biggest difficulty would be to recognize that this phenomena is happening in the first place. Certainly quite out there, you have to admit. Sure, but quantum mechanics are already complicated enough. Once you look at what lies beyond, it's just crazy territory. True. Quantum mechanics is all fucked up. What do you think about all this? I think it might already be happening. Really? Just think about it. If the possibility of it ever happening is there, then it's more than likely it already has. I'm not sure I follow. Let us assume that this is an average timeline. The portals have been found by both our people. Contact has been made, and now you and Reza are both here. Reza are both here for a visit. A few letters were exchanged before you and Reza were sent here, so that means the portal's already been used a few times. Using a portal once might only have an infinitely small effect on the barrier, like poking a hole in a castle wall with a needle. However, if you multiply this by nearly infinite number of possible timelines in which these same events have happened, the effects may already be noticeable. Of course, some people may be more susceptible to this than others. Do you think you've already experienced it? I don't know. I've been having some weird dreams lately. Like, is any of this for real or not? Sorry, I couldn't resist the Kingdom Hearts reference. I see weird dreams and immediately my head travels to Kingdom Hearts. Dreams can be weird, though. You know what, I'll say me too, because we've been having some strange dreams. Really? We were just entering a clearing, and from my view, I could see some odd lines that had been drawn in the ground, on the ground. Hey, I think this is the spot. Why do you think so? It looks weird, man. Well, the giant X on the ground kinda gives it away. Lorem took flight with a few flaps of his wings. After looking at the scenery from above, he returned to me. You're right, it does look like a giant X. Guess it's time to get our hands dirty again. That might not be necessary this time. What are you talking about? He went to the center of where the lines cross and picked up an object that was lodged halfway into the ground. He returned to me once more, holding another capsule similar to the one we had found near the school. If we have to go back to town after walking all this way, I'll... And it's open. Apparently we're going to 6K now. And where is that? There's an abandoned store on the other side of the forest. That's where we're going. That just means the way back is going to be even longer. What was this, a video store? Are we in Dragon Blockbuster? Are you sure we should even be here? This is the place indicated by the map. I was talking about the building being roped off. Maybe that's just part of the game. Is the flooding part of the game too? Hey, you can give up if you want. You can give up if you want to. I certainly won't. Oh yeah, I see. Now there's water. Now, are you gonna help me or not? I guess. Just didn't expect that I'd have to get wet for this. All part of being a treasure hunter. Let's just look for the X. Sure. Lorem flew up to the light fixtures to get a view from above while I checked out the shelves. I remember when we could still shop here. What happened? Apparently the area has a problem with flooding. Ah, couldn't tell. I can see that. So much work and resources are needed to erect a building like this one. And in the end, it just gets abandoned. We have plenty of empty buildings where I come from. Oh, really? I'm not sure this is a good reminder of home, though. At least we don't have a problem with flooding. I nearly got set back, by the way. Really? Why? Political reasons. Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to talk about it. You just did. It's related to that announcement they made about Reza? Maybe. I guess things are pretty serious. They are. Have you found anything yet? Not really. Maybe it's underwater. You think so? It's certainly not anywhere near the ceiling. I already checked there. And I found nothing on the walls or shelves. Could be hidden beneath the floor tile or something like that. I suppose you're right. Let's do it. Alright. Without hesitation, Lorem vanished beneath the water's surface. I breathed in deeply and crouched down and began looking underwater as well. I looked around, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary to me. I'm half expecting some sort of fish or something to come out of nowhere. Just as I was about to resurface to get some air, I heard a splash accompanied by a loud thud. What was that? Lorem? Everything was quiet as I looked around for my companion. Suddenly, I heard frantic knocks coming from a shelf that was lying on the ground, half submerged in the water. I realized that I was still standing when we came in earlier. As I waded over to it, it soon became clear that the knocks were coming from beneath. Oh man, so this is what happened to Lorem if you don't go with him. Quickly, I mustered all my strength and grabbed the shelf, lifting it up until it fell over to the other side with a loud splash. Lorem resurfaced, gasping for breath. What just happened? I was looking underwater and suddenly that shelf came down on top of me. Are you okay? Yeah, I think so. My legs hurt a bit, but that's about it. I totally saw something. Let me show you. Maybe we should knock the other shelves down just for safety's sake? Without waiting for a reply, Lorem dove down into the water again, resurfacing just a few seconds later, holding an ominous metal box that had a large X on it. This should be it. Let's hope it's waterproof, though. From the looks of it, it is. We should go outside, though. It'll be hard to read anything in here. Sure. Well, what's inside? Lorem held the box to me. I took one of the sheets of paper that were inside and started reading. I think these are pizza vouchers. Are you kidding me? That's some bullshit! You put one of these in a very dangerous area and all it is pizza vouchers? That's some bullshit! Lorem was holding another sheet, which she started reading aloud. Congratulations! You have solved Pentoli's Pizza's annual treasure hunt. Remember the code words enclosed for an instant rebate on your next order. And a chance for the grand prize. You could be the lucky winner for a year's supply of Pentoli's Pizza. This competition will run until... Oh. What is it? It's expired. The treasure hunt, the contest, apparently it all ended months ago. And nobody found it? Wow. Maybe they got up to this point and realized, you know what? I'm not going to that fucking store. Fuck that. Could get hurt. Can we still get the pizza? Well, I don't think the offer is still valid. I mean, we can still get the pizza regardless. This whole thing has made me really hungry. I suppose this concludes our treasure hunt. What do we do now? You know what? This just made me realize, suddenly out of the clear blue sky. So, in the other timelines that we didn't go, Lorem did this by himself. Ipsum wouldn't go with him. We didn't go because we didn't know he was doing this treasure hunt. So, he went by himself. He got all the way up to the store. The shelf collapsed on top of him. He fucking drowned for expired pizza vouchers. Let's let that sink in for a moment. Imagine you were in Lorem's shoes, and in the afterlife you learned what the reward you were searching for was fucking pizza vouchers you couldn't even use. That would suck really hard, wouldn't it? What do we do now? Maybe we could see this experience as another reminder that the journey is its own reward. Boo! That's lame. Maybe the real treasure is the treasure. Look, the journey is great. Okay. It's great. You experience a lot of things on a journey. You get a lot out of it. Good for you. But if what's inside the box at the end is a fucking expired coupon or a note that says the real treasure were the friends you made along the way, that's what I call some grade A bullshit, and I demand a refund of all my time. I can't get it, but I'd still demand it. I'd rip up that sheet of paper, throw it to the winds, and say, fuck this. Or that the early bird gets the worm. You really want some pizza, don't you? That makes me wonder, though. Why didn't they get rid of the hints in this box when the contest expired? Ah, I can answer that. Because they're lazy. If no one ever turned in the coupons, why would they go and, like, actually fucking get rid of the things? That'd take a lot of time and effort. I mean, they'd know where all of them were, but at the same time, that would take time. They must have realized that people may still have these kits at home. Even when the contest was over, people went out looking for a hint in the woods, and it wasn't there anymore. They might look for hours until they decided there was nothing to find. Oh, that's also true. Or if they just didn't care. You know, I'm slowly starting to lose hope in Pantoli's Pizza. Sending us here is really negligent. Who knows what would have happened if you didn't, fumble? Who knows what would have happened to you if I wasn't here? You'd be dead! Maybe this whole building could crash down on the next unlucky people who end up here. Maybe that's why it was roped off in the first place. But you thought it was part of the game. Maybe they should have put up a sign or something. While I was talking, Lorem walked towards one of the wooden poles that was used to rope off the building. Picked up a large rectangular object from the ground that was hidden in the grass. It was a wooden sign that said, "Keep out, you fucking morons." Warning, do not proceed past this point. The treasure hunt is concluded and there's nothing more to find. Danger ahead. We could find the treasure, but not this huge sign? What does that say about us? I'm not sure exactly. I'd say you can't see the forest for the trees? We should probably head back before it gets too dark, though. We still have to go through the woods again. Alright, let's go. You want to pick up some pizza on the way home? I don't know. Looks like I have some free time today. Well, with that, I think we're going to end this episode here. In the next one, we're going to, I guess, spend some time with Remy and continue forth. See what happens next in this timeline. See you guys then. God, I wish there was some music. Well, hold on, I can make some music. Before we go out. Okay. And let's go to... If I hit quit, it'll bring us to the main menu, yes? Okay, now, with that, we'll end the episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one.